Hi there, welcome to this video. I previously painted a kingfisher with a very sophisticated background, a very shiny and with glitter and inks background. So you can see that up above on my video. On this video I will pop up a card above so you can access it, or you can access it on the link in the description below. So the video I created was a background using different inks, and this is the Winsor Newton ink and it's a blue colour. So I'll be using that to give you a demonstration of the background effect I created on that kingfisher. So this one is Rowney and it's a gold colour and it's ink. And then I used a set of Brusho which is called Sprinkle It, and you get gold, copper, pearl, gold, violet and flash. I never used the flash before, but it could be a good one to use. This one I think is actually the flash, so it's iridescent flash, and it almost looks like it's got a bit of a green in it, but you can't see it in here. I got copper and I got iridescent violet, and I got the gold too, which I'm not necessarily going to use all of them. I might just play with this and see how I get on. So I have got a bottle of spray water, and I will use that to help me move the ink on the paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the inks first, and then we will add this Brusho. Now something to keep in mind is only the gold and the copper, I think, of the Brusho, if I'm wrong please correct me, they are metallic colours, and I think the pearl as well is, which it is in here. They are archival where the others are not archival, which means that they will not last a long time. So but it is fun to do, and it's also great for making cards, or if you wanted a painting to show for yourself or practice, that's great too. I have got some brushes in here, and these are old brushes. I don't particularly worry too much about get them messed up with ink. So and I have got my plate on the side with watercolours, which I am going to dip on as well, maybe to add it to the ink. I may not use that. So I need a jug of water, which I'm going to get that now. Okay, so I have a jug of water and I can start. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of the blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pipette as well to help me apply the ink on the paper. So I'm going to remove this out of the way, because I don't particularly need it. I have got lots of kitchen roll all over the place because I'm not too sure how this is going to go. I've got board underneath, and I've got some more tissue paper on the side just to help me, because it will go everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some ink. This is the blue again, and also while I'm doing this I will draw a little bit with the ink too. So I think last time I used the gold first, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the gold first. So I'm going to apply it on the paper, and it goes everywhere. It's quite good. Right. Okay, we'll see. I'm going to try and create a similar pattern to what I did before, but I don't know if it will come out the same. Okay, so I'm going to leave that a minute. I'm going to spray a little bit of water on this just to make it spread a little bit. It's not working with me. So I might have to tilt the paper. It will help if I actually point to it. So now I'm making it spread a bit, so I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to move it a little bit if I want to. I'm going to use the blue. So with the prepare, I'm going to pick it and I'm going to apply it in sections, because the paper is a little bit wet there as well from the gold. Now, you're never going to get exactly the same as what you got before, because inks work very differently every time. With the brush, I'm just going to help it a little bit to make it a little bit more effects in here, to make some effects. And I also can use the paper towel if I want to pick up some of the excess of that water, because there's quite a lot in here. Or I can use cotton buds as well. I have done that before. So I just want to pick up some of that ink here. So it's just too much. And some in here as well. So I'm going to just place the paper on here and it will just absorb it. So a little bit of that gold is just too much there. Okay. And you can move it with a brush if you want to, just to make it a bit more effective. And just use your brush maybe to absorb the excess of that water. So wipe it on the tissue and just pick it where you want it to be lighter and make a nice effect there. Now I'm going to add, so you can see how that's gone everywhere, so easily done. Now I'm going to use the sprinkler now, the Sprinkled It Brusho. So I'm going to apply a little bit of violet here. So I'm just going to pick it. I could pick it with a dry brush if I want to, it might be easier that way, and then just get it to sprinkle on top. Now you don't have to use these colour inks, you can use different colour inks if you wish. There's not a problem with that. And the Brusho as well, I think it comes in different colour sets as well, you can get different ones. Right, so that's that. And when that dissolves, it will create a violet colour, which is be quite nice. So I'm going to use the flash now. I'm not too sure which ones I used last time, to be honest with you, I can't remember. So I'm going to put that on the blue because I think that did do a lovely effect. It's very shiny, you can see that. I don't know if you can see it on the camera very well. So you can see now how that's developing, and you can see the shine. You see the colours are changing on here. There's a bit of violet that's just appeared. So it will change as I add more, maybe at the top. So I'm going to add a little bit of copper and see what happens with that. That will be interesting to try. Why not? I'm going to apply it up here, see what I get. So the paper's still wet, but not massively now. Okay, apply the copper there and see what happens to that. So So I'm just going to clean my brush a minute, and so you can see, so if I'm moving it a bit, move that gold towards it. Maybe if I wet a bit on the, okay, and see whether the copper is going to react better if I wet it a little bit more. Okay. So, right, so what we can do is just move it with a brush maybe and see if it does do any effect. So it's dissolving on the paper there. That's quite pretty actually. That's making a nice coppery effect. It's lovely. Copper colour. Okay. Right. So I can put a little bit of water there. I'm going to sprinkle some water. To create some blooming effects. Some cauliflower effects on the paper. You can see the paint is moved there, still quite wet. So I'm applying just water here, just to separate it a little bit. Now you can get also alcoholic inks for this as well if you wanted to. I'm going to apply a little bit more blue in here. So you can see now the colours are changed. So I can see greens here. I can see violets, and the copper as well is showing quite nicely. So you can see that effect. It's beautiful. Still running. Okay, let's apply a little bit more blue. So I'm going to use the Prepare again. Don't want too much. I just want a little bit there and a little bit there. I'll put the lid on because I don't want that to go everywhere. And then I'm going to use this spray and let that move. So you can see that the blue with the green, the blue with the gold is going green. So I'm just picking it up because I don't want it to go everywhere. So I'm trying to move it a little bit so it creates a little bit more mixture of the colours, a little bit better for you here. Oh, this spray is not working very well. Right. Okay. Now, it was better before. Now I've lost a bit of that gold. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that gold again. I'm going to make it come back. So you can make any shape or any pattern that you would like. Not necessarily has to be that pattern. I'm going to apply a bit more of the Brusho here, so I'm probably going to apply a bit of more of the violet, because we did like that violet. It's very pretty, so I'm going to apply quite a bit here and see what happens. It's actually happening on the brush as well. It's changing the colour on the brush. So you can apply as much or as little as you want on this as well. Okay, and now I'm going to apply a little bit of watercolour. So the colour I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use a bit of the sap green, so I'm going to activate that. And I'm going to sprinkle it on that blue. Oops, sorry about that. So I'm going to sprinkle it on the blue, if I can get it to work. There we go. Just going to give it a good tap. Okay, and see what happens. I'm going to apply a little bit of water just to help it a little bit. To get it moving a bit, so you can do that with the brush if you wish. And that's it. So I'm going to let that dry, and I will show you maybe a different pattern another time, because this is going to take me ages to get dry. Now the Brusho is showing here. Like I said, once it's dry it will probably look much better. I'm just going to add a bit more copper here. And that is dissolving a little bit there. So just use the brush to help it a little bit. Okay, right, and that's what you can do with Brusho inks, and you can also add a little bit of watercolour, which is what I've done, but you can create lovely effects, and you can use these to incorporate in your paintings. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little bit of a short video, but it gives you an insight of how to play along with all these inks and Brusho, which is fantastic material to use on your artworks. And some brushes, just use any brushes. You can see now that this brush has had it, so I need to clean it really well to get it back. Right, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.